Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, and welcome to Command Power, the show in which we discuss all things Magic the Gathering with a focus on Commander. And today we have another episode in our Spoiler Spotlight series in which I talk about, well, spoilers and tell you what my thoughts are on them. But before that, just a quick reminder to click subscribe if you enjoy my videos. We're well on our way to 1 million subscribers and your support means everything to me. And today we're going to be talking about the card On the Trail. For 1 colorless and 1 green, it's an enchantment with whenever you draw your second card each turn, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. Wow, this is really good. I'm surprised that they've printed this, to be honest. It seems very strong to me in a lot of different decks, and there's a few reasons for that. So let's get started by saying that drawing a second card each turn is pretty trivial in Commander, particularly if your deck is built around it, and there certainly are a lot of decks built around it, such as Joel Rael, for example, just in green. And once your deck is built around this, even just slightly, this becomes a very powerful ramp effect that's repeatable. You can keep doing it turn after turn after turn. And the thing is, it happens to be self-fueling as well, because of course if you're drawing more and more cards, you're probably going to have lands in hand to put into play with this. Because one of the problems with cards like this, such as Burgeoning, that I've found in the past is that often I'll drop them and I won't have that many lands left in hand, at which point I'm just kind of stuck with a card that doesn't really do much because I can't really put the extra lands into play that the card is promising me. If you're triggering this, that means that you're drawing a bunch of cards, which means that you're going to be able to put some lands into play. You're almost always going to have something, no doubt. The really interesting thing as well is you're going to get to put lands that are non-basics into play as well, and then sometimes you can put them in at instant speed. So for example, you could draw some extra cards during the end of your opponent's turn and surprise them by putting something like Nykthos or Cabal Coffers in at instant speed, and then by the time it comes back to you, you're going to have so much mana in play. So that's a very powerful use of this card. Of course, for that you are going to need to be drawing lands at instant speed. This is going to be very good in lands decks, I feel, as well, because landfall decks and decks of that style do tend to draw cards a lot. Something like the Gitrog monster, for example, is drawing cards all the time because lands are hitting the graveyard, and with those card draws, you're probably going to be drawing lands because the deck runs a lot of lands in and of itself, so you're then going to be able to put those lands into play, which fuel all the rest of your strategy. Another card that I really like with this is Tectonic Reformation. So that's a powerful card that says that all of your lands have cycling for 1 red. That means that you can cycle lands to draw cards, and since the cycling is going to allow you to draw cards, if you have a high land count in your deck, you're of course going to fuel this by drawing those lands and then putting those lands into play. And then during the next player's turn, you can cycle away the extra lands again to draw cards and put lands into play and kind of spin your wheels over and over and over. So I think this can actually be very strong, even if you're just triggering it once per turn in a deck that can only draw cards during your own turn. As long as your commander has a consistent way to draw a card during your turn, then I think this is good enough. You're getting an Explore effect once per turn, which is very nice. Ramp is always great in Commander, and it's particularly good if you're doing it repeatedly. This seems like a niche but powerful effect to me that I think we'll see play in a bunch of different decks. So there you have it. Those have been my thoughts on this new spoiler. What do you think about this card? Please let me know in the comment section below. I read all comments and respond to all of them too. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click like or subscribe. It really helps the channel. And until next time, take care.